it was the summer of 2016 where the athletic director and some other people came to us and said,
we have a big problem here, and we need to replace the surface this summer.
And if we don't replace it quickly, we're facing a situation where potentially we won't be able to have athletes play on that field in the fall.
We didn't have a place to play, and we were worried that they weren't going to get it done by the first game. And with the work of the Booster Club and Mr. Egan, they got it done, luckily.
The New Canaan Athletic Foundation is a organization that was started by a bunch of like-minded community members that had a strong interest in not only athletics but the community at large, and helping student athletes both in the youth level and at the high school level excel at their very best.
You come up here on a Saturday and Sunday when all the teams are away or nobody's here, and kids are, families are out there with their young kids and kicking around a soccer ball, throwing a football, or having a catch. And I think that's what's really important about the facilities, is that all members of this community are able to use it, and it benefits youth all the way through high school athletes.
Well, without the NCAF, we wouldn't have these turf fields. I've been working with Mike Benevento and Mike Murphy and others to formalize the public-private partnership that's going to go on now in perpetuity to one, do a master plan for the athletic fields, to further do expansions and improvements at Dunning Stadium and at the other playing fields at Waveney Park.
It was important to us to make sure that we had a good relationship with the town, working in a public-private partnership relationship, so that everything that we were trying to do on the private side from the donors wasn't going to be met with friction and obstacles from the town.
It's incredible to see the community consistently coming together, not only to help one another but to solve problems. And the use of fields is growing with more and more kids playing sports, and through athletics the community gets stronger. The fact that so many people donated not only the funds to deliver these fields, but the people that donated their time to get these fields put up and built, we are just so thankful, and it really is a special place to live.
So when you put 146 kids on that track, you need the space for sure. But it also speeds up meets. We have already had a full season last year of being able to use the track, and those extra 2 lanes, so every time you run a heat, that means we can put 2 more kids out there.
Our first and second grade program got to get out here 2 weeks early because the space was available on the turf, and they had a great time. It was 75 kids came out the first 2 weekends and had a blast.
Our girls, they're coming here and they're playing more. You're not going to go and do that on grass. It's not as fun on grass, but it is fun on turf. So that to me shows that they are really enjoying the game, they're enjoying the turf, they're enjoying building all those skills and the confidence they have that they can then use in the games and practices. And it's just been a huge thanks to the Athletic Foundation and to all others who supported this, because they're making field hockey really possible and achievable and attainable for these girls.
Without those fields on a rainy day or on a day when the fields were muddy, as they are in the spring quite often, we would always be able to play our varsity games, but we would have to postpone JV and freshman games. And sometimes those games were able to be made up, and sometimes for different circumstances we couldn't make them up. So we never lose now any lower level game.
I think it's been a gigantic step forward for the town of New Canaan to be able to provide fields and facilities of this quality, and the community at large benefits from that. I think it's also a huge privilege for players from all the different sports of all the different ages who are able to play on these fields.
The new fields have been a huge asset to not only the high school programs in lacrosse, but softball, baseball have come out earlier and been able to get more practice time in and use the fields later as well because of the lights.
The greatest benefit of having lights on fields is throughout our youth program we have hundreds of volunteers. Many of them are moms and dads who after work come and coach their kids. We also have alumni that are back in the area and working, who come after work. So when you look at after work hours of 6 to 9, these men and women can come back and volunteer and help coach our youth. If we didn't have lights, that wouldn't be possible.
Between Dunning Stadium and the new fields and the track, we really are able to do things we haven't been able to do as far as hosting major events, major tournament events, and we're also planning to monetize the turf fields when they're not in use during the summertime.
We would like to be able to host them because it showcases not only our athletes, but it showcases the community of New Canaan as well. The high school, the community, the people involved.
What's next is being able to eventually run that tournament and host an event. When you look at other schools that have a lot of turf services, they may be limited in the parking situation, or may be limited with the lighting. And talking to a lot of event management companies and a lot of sport or event managements, that sort of, they're excited. Their next question after I get on the phone with them and talking with them is, when could we come here and play? When could we come out here and run an event? Where they're so excited, they think this area really has something special.
I mean, when you drive in here on a Friday or a Saturday of Grip It and Rip It, I mean, there's people all over the place, and that's really what it should be. And there's teams that come from Canada, they come from Jersey, they come from New York, they come from all over the state of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. So it's been great, and it's been a great venue for us.
This past 9 months has been really exciting from the Athletic Foundation standpoint, and since really August of last year, started working with the help of Leo Carl, who is acting as a liaison between the town and the Athletic Foundation to really dig into how the infrastructure and all of the fields and facilities were created, almost 20 years ago, and how we could update that infrastructure from a town governance standpoint.
The difference with the Athletic Foundation than groups that have come together in the past to build facilities in New Canaan is, in the past it's been ad hoc. When we need a facility, we do fundraising. This group is going to be a standing committee that is going to be dedicated to continually raising funds to enhance the athletic facilities in New Canaan. And that is a huge difference, and to me it's a huge step forward.
We're going to build the University of New Canaan. And the University of New Canaan has a master plan that has really, really exciting things to come.
What we have here is a tremendous facility, a tremendous partnership with the town, tremendous partnership with Parks and Recs, and we're all working together.
We will have the best track facility in the FCX when it's complete.
We have facilities that are equal to some colleges, some small colleges, Division III schools.
It's made it a very premier athletic facility in the whole Fairfield County area.
It's one of the best venues, I think, in Fairfield County, if not the state.